My idea of a heroin addict is, in the movie, somebody in a room, I mean, in an abandoned building or in an alley with the needle up their arm and the spoon and the lighter. That's my idea.
And you
Some
weren't seeing
homeless
that
person.
you weren't seeing that at home.
I was not.
It's something none of them could fathom, even with the warning signs.
How old was your son when you found out he was dabbling in drugs?
6th grade.
Her friends started changing, 8th, 9th grade.
I did start noticing some changes in her behavior when she was a freshman in high school.
Every story we heard started with a kid using something early on and parents who chose not to see it until it was too late. Lorraine Dumas remembers a knock on her door with someone saying her son owed him $1,000 for heroin. He denied it, and she believed him.
He was lying to you.
Yes, bold-faced lying.
Dumas says she didn't drill into the problem until her son showed up at the ER with a good friend who'd OD'd.
I went and got a test kit, and I tested him, and sure enough, he had everything in his blood.
What's that mean? Everything?
Everything. Cocaine, heroin, marijuana.
With heroin, stories of denial are common.
She's always the exception to the rule, but Mom, everybody was doing it. I just was the one that got caught.
It was me not wanting to face that my child that I raised and my family dynamics, church and school, and people knew us, that my daughter was using drugs.
There are no best practices when it comes to parenting an addict, and these moms tried different tactics to save their kids from becoming statistics. Nationwide, heroin-related overdose deaths have more than quadrupled since 2010, killing nearly 13,000 people in 2015, up 20% from the year before. Here in North Carolina, we saw nearly 400 people die from heroin overdoses in 2015, up 46%.
In a matter of 2 or 3 years, we probably hit 38 different treatment centers.
When they're not in active treatment, addicts are often out on the streets.
My concerns are that I'm going to pick up my daughter in Florida dead.
I got a phone call saying that she's hurt. It was an anonymous call. She had been abused, and I'll just leave it at that. But she had gotten herself out of a very, I don't even know how bad of a situation, but she managed to get herself out.
Every time my phone rings, I just jump.
The stuff is everywhere, and it only takes one time.
That's something Steve Adams reflects on every day. His son Nate died of an overdose last year.
I'm still working through it, I think. It's always going to be painful.
Adams says he knew his son did some drugs, but he never thought it was as serious as heroin.
And it wasn't until after his death that I was going through his text messages, his emails, that I saw evidence from the conversations he was having through text and email that clearly drugs were beginning to become a bigger part of his life.
Nate was just 26 when he died.
And I obviously wonder, what did I miss? What could I have done to prevent it? Had I seen something, but I truly did not.
Of all the parents we talked to, Lorraine Dumas has most reason for hope. Her son is still in rehab, actively getting help.
He could have died any day. I am glad that we got there in time.
But they all know there are no guarantees.
There's no question it can happen to anyone. And I think the fact that we're in affluent areas and everything, however, that could be part of the problem. You're still their parent. They need protection.
What would you say to other parents who are going through the same thing?
If you hear somebody tell you that they seen your child do something or they heard your child was doing something, don't automatically dismiss it, thinking, oh, not my child.
You have to be up front. And look at your children and say, this is going to be offered. This is going to be put around you. What you have to do is choose to walk away.
If I had to do it over again, I would be a much stronger mom. I just could not, I didn't want to face the reality. And now that I'm realistic, I feel like, oh God, is it too late? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. If I had to do it again, yeah, I would do a lot different.